Okay, guys, so welcome to my second podcast lesson for the business communication. And we will be talking about um, application letter. So we are done with resume, and you have submitted that already in the LMS. So that will be used during our mock job interview in the finals. So along with the resume is what we call application letter. So this is similar format with the business letters that we have discussed in the prelim. So there are some major functions of the application letter versus the business letters that we have made. So let's start with how to write application letter and what's the purpose of the application letter. Okay, so application letter is a letter that you write to a company or organization when you are applying for a job. So basically, this is the passport to the interview. Before the interview, you must hand in the resume and application letter first before the uh, the interview, personal or online or call interview of the company. The importance of this is that it is like a personal sales letter because of its task of selling the personality and qualification to the applicant's future employee. Of course, a resume is not a standalone paper that you need in order to land the job. There is a supporting details on what are your strengths and what you can do verbally. um, Put that into writing, and that's what you call an application letter, because in application letter you can elaborate what you can do as a applicant or as an applicant to the company. Also, application letter will give them a heads up on what are you trying uh, to to apply for, or what are your suitable job um, what job is suitable for you when you land into that certain company. So that's the importance of the application letter. Okay, now let's go to the purpose. As I've said, it is your ticket or your passport to an interview. So the purpose of application letter, along with the resume, is to secure an interview, job interview. It's either be in a call setup, in a online setup, face to face, Zoom, or in personal setup that you're going to go to the company, and the 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 human resource personnel will ask you some questions. So that's how interview works. Eventually, it will obtain you a job position to that certain company. Now let's go to the parts of application letter. As I've said, it is similar to the business letters parts. Uh, so we have also here the heading primarily. And the second part is the inside address, and then the salutation, and then the body of the letter, followed by complementary clause and the signature. Now, for the heading, this contains the address of the sender and the date on which the letter is being written. So, for example, uh, you are residing at, for example, 28 Susano Street, Novaliches, Quezon City, June 2007, or, or 2017. Please take note of the date that we have discussed in the business letters. Do not abbreviate the date. So if it is June 2017, write that into a complete word of the month like June, June, then followed by numerical number 2017. Do not write 6/20/17. So that's not the proper way of writing the date. No? We have the second part as the inside address. Well, the inside address, this is some sort of review because we discussed this already. Contains the name of the employer, his or her position, company's name, and the address of the company or the organization. For example, uh, John T. Villanueva, PhD, President of Blank Company, 29 Taft Avenue, Manila. So that's the inside address of uh, the, the name of the employer. We have salutation. Again, our rule for salutation is to check the full name or the gender or the sex of the person you're trying to contact with, because there are some cases again that you have put Mrs. Villanueva where in fact that uh, Villanueva is a male, no, so it must be Mr. Villanueva. So it's a big no-no when you write Mrs. Villanueva without proper checking the gender or sex of the person. So when that employer will check your paper or your application letter, it will automatically deduct a certain point of your uh, personality because of that certain mistake. No? Just some minute mistakes can lead to, well, you cannot land a job, you will end up in the last batch of the interviewees. So those are some possible results of your mistake in the salutations. So please make sure that the greeting is correct, no? Or the title of the person is correct. So kung doctor na siya, just put doctor. So kung mayor siya, so you put hon or honorable. No? And for the body of the letter, it is the part where you may convey all the messages you want your reader to understand. So there are some suggestions on how to write the body of the letter. Again, we are trying to be precise and concise and more specific in the application letter. Again, we do not want you to go telling yourself from your childhood going to what you are now. So it's a big no-no because that will become very lengthy in your application letter. So in the application letter, it must contain only uh, skills that you wanted to share in the company or what you can do or what is it that you can sell yourself into the company. So, of course, in the first paragraph, you must attract the attention of the employer. You may say the way that the writer came to know about the job opening. So, I have seen in the newspaper that you are uh, open for the position of this and that. So, you must uh, have this willingness that you have to land for a job or you wanted to have that job desperately. So that's your opening line in the first paragraph or first sentence. For example, my past professor, Dr. Blah blah blah, has informed me that you are opening a certain position in your company, and I am interested in that certain position. So that will be your first sentence. For the second sentence, of course, you can extract your purpose of the letter. So I would like to consider that position if possible. That's for example. That's your second sentence or second paragraph. For the third paragraph, you might include already or indicate your work experiences and trainings attended, no, seminars. For example, after you have mentioned that you are willing to apply in that certain job, you will uh, present your work experiences. Now, for example, for third paragraph, for almost 5 years, I have worked in that certain company as this and that, and I have served my purpose. My experience in this company gave me a lot of knowledge because of the techniques that I have um, obtained, particularly to that job position. During this period, I also worked as a part-time accountant, blah, blah, blah. And my past experience in these two companies will help me adjust to your program in a short span of training period. So that will be your third paragraph if you have work experiences. You may include that for training session. The moment when you don't have these work experiences in training sessions, just be honest or do not include it at all. Or you may say, um, I'm looking forward for you to train me and become better in your certain company because you don't have any work experiences at all. So you may say that. Okay, so for the fourth paragraph, I think this is the last paragraph because it will become too lengthy already. So personal attitudes, interests, qualities, and activities that you are looking towards the job position. To have a chance to get into your higher phase of your company, I have to push through with my blank training through school programs in the evening, and I'm looking forward to work with you. So you may call me in this number or you may email me in my email ad for the interview. I'm very much willing to give my other credentials in the interview if you may allow me to do so. So those are the the sentences or the paragraph that you will include in the last paragraph. Okay, for the complementary clause, again, this serves to end the message just as goodbye. So, very truly yours. Again, use complementary clause that is appropriate in the business sector. Do not use complementary clause for friendly letters or casual letters. Do not use that. And don't forget your signature. Okay, so that will be all for the um, application letter. So I want you to create your application letter, create a certain company, um, a company that you wanted to apply to. Any company will do. Then look for a job opening or job position that you would like to apply for. Then that will become your application letter. So for the format of the application letter, use the full block style that we have discussed in the business letter. So there will be no indentions and use long size bond paper for your application letter. So in the LMS, I will be doing or I will be setting an assignment, application letter assignment. So you may upload your letter in the LMS. Okay, so that will be all, guys. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you can do your application letter already. Thank you.